This week we are covering the use of dynamic web pages, or what are basically kind of modern web pages used for updating data to the internet, to websites. So we're going to be covering a Python tool used for this. There are many tools that can obviously apply sort of dynamic data to internet websites that are commonly used. But since this is a course covering Python, we're going to cover a relatively simple tool, I think, that allows some of this. It's called Flask, which leverages a tool called Jinja. So we're going to use those tools together, essentially, and also cover some aspects of JSON, and how that can be used also to represent data on internet websites, to essentially encapsulate the information and show that on websites. So to begin with, we're going to download and install this week's application, which is called Web Application. It's a very simple application, so you can go ahead and bring that into your workspace. It basically will have an SRC folder. There's two main Python modules we will cover: the person module and the main module. The person module simply will have data about people that we will be referencing in our example, and the main module is basically controlling the process that we're using today, the sort of launching of the website, the server and website, and loading up the templates that's going to be used to actually create the site. So that's how we're going to do things today. I did have another code called backend, but we're not going to be covering that today. It's not necessary, so we'll probably just go ahead and ignore that. Anyways, let's begin. So in the main py module, you can see that there is basically Flask imported as well as JSON. So Flask is the primary thing we'll be using initially, and we'll also be using something called render template. This is basically to allow you to install and apply templates. Templates are basically HTML files. So there are templates here and here. There's two in the templates folder, and we're going to use both today. So we're going to start off with using the layout template, actually. So let's go ahead and put that in there, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But the layout HTML allows us, for our first example, will allow us to sort of apply the use of Flask as a way to represent data. And so the example will begin with creating 6 different person objects, people basically. So we'll go ahead and begin with that example.